Tonight, before you turn in, I want you to try something. Go find the slowest drain in your house. You know the one. The bathroom sink that holds water while you brush your teeth. The tub that leaves a soap ring around your ankles. Pour half a cup of plain borax straight down it, chase it with 2 cups of hot water, and walk away. Don't touch it again. Go to bed. Then check it in the morning and watch what happens. I'll tell you what happens, because I've done this more times than I can count in 30 years of running pipe. That drain pulls water like it means it again. And that sour, musty smell that's been drifting up at you, gone. Not perfumed over. Gone. We're talking about a $6 box from the laundry aisle. My Uncle Ray kept a coffee can of the stuff next to his shop sink for 40 years, and between you and me, that can did more honest work than half the gadgets they sell at the home center. So tonight I'm walking you through the whole thing, 7 numbers, start to finish. What's actually inside a slow drain, how strong this powder really is, the one thing you must never mix it with. And number 6, the reason your cousin in Munich can't buy this stuff off a store shelf at all. And stick around past the last tip, because the bonus takes care of the stinkiest thing in your kitchen. Grab a cup of coffee. Let's get into it. Number 1. What is actually living in your slow drain? Number 1. Before you pour anything, you ought to know what you're pouring it at. A slow drain that still drains is almost never a solid plug. It's a coating. Every shower, every shave, every dish you rinse sends grease, soap scum, skin oil, and toothpaste down that pipe, and a thin film of it grabs the pipe wall and hangs on. The trade calls it biofilm. I call it drain grease. It's soft, it's sticky, and it grows a little every day. Now here's the part most folks never connect. That film isn't just narrowing your pipe. It's alive. Bacteria set up housekeeping in that greasy layer, and they're the ones making the smell. That swampy odor that hits you when you lean over the sink. If your trap has water in it, that's not sewer gas. That's the colony living in the first couple feet of your pipe, breathing back at you. So you've got 2 problems wearing one coat. The film slows the water down. The bacteria living in the film make the stink. Strip the coat and you fix both at once. That's why the right treatment leaves a drain running faster and smelling clean on the very same morning. One more thing working in your favor. The film doesn't build evenly down the whole line. The worst of it sits right below the drain, in the tailpiece and the trap, the first stretch where warm, greasy water cools off and lets go of what it was carrying. That's good news. It means your problem lives close to the surface, right where a treatment poured from the top can actually reach it. You don't have to clean 50 feet of pipe. You have to clean the first 3. And tonight, while you're asleep, that's exactly the stretch we're going after, with a powder that's been sitting in American laundry rooms since before your grandfather could drive. Number 2. Let me introduce you properly. Number 2. The $6 box, properly introduced. Number 2. Borax. The box in the laundry aisle says 20 Mule Team, and it's said that since the 1890s. A chemist calls it sodium tetraborate. It's a natural mineral salt mined out of the California desert, and a 65-ounce box runs $6 or $7 at the grocery store. Work out a half-cup dose, and you're paying 30, maybe 35 cents a treatment. Pennies. And before we're done tonight, I'll put a hard number on what a plumber charges for the same result, because that comparison is the whole reason this channel exists. Here's what that plain white powder brings to the fight. 3 things. First, it's alkaline. Dissolved in water, borax settles in at a pH of about 9.2. The grease and body oil coating your pipe are acidic by nature, and an alkaline soak softens that film, breaks its grip, and turns it into something water can peel loose and carry away. Same reason it works as a laundry booster. It cuts oils in the wash water, and it cuts them in your pipe. Second, it's a mild abrasive. Not all those crystals dissolve on the trip down. Some settle right into the film and sit there all night, and when you flush in the morning, they give a gentle scour on the way out. Gentle is the word. It won't scratch porcelain, won't hurt metal pipe, won't bother plastic. Just enough tooth to help. Third, and this is the reason Ray swore by it, it's a serious deodorizer. Borax doesn't cover a smell with perfume. It makes the neighborhood unlivable for the bacteria producing the smell. Knock the colony down and the odor stays gone, because the thing that was making it is gone. An alkaline cleaner, a mild scrub, and a deodorizer, all in one scoop for pocket change. Now, if you keep laundry powders around, you might be wondering how borax stacks up against baking soda or washing soda. Good question. Number 3 settles it, and it'll keep you from ever using the wrong powder on the wrong job. Number 3, the powder hierarchy. Number 3, the powder hierarchy. There are 3 white boxes in that aisle that folks mix up constantly, and they are not the same animal. Think light, medium, and heavy. Baking soda is your lightweight. Sodium bicarbonate, pH around 8, barely more alkaline than tap water. Fine for soaking up a little fridge odor. Down a greasy drain, it's mostly a feel-good pour. And I'll say this plain, because half the internet will tell you different. Baking soda and vinegar is show business. That fizz looks like scrubbing, but it isn't. The vinegar cancels the baking soda the instant they meet, and what's left behind is salty water. Foam doesn't move grease. Chemistry moves grease. Washing soda is your heavyweight. Sodium carbonate, pH around 11. Now you're in serious degreaser territory. Strong enough that gloves aren't optional. Strong enough that it's my pick when a drain is nearly stopped and I want a chemical assist before I go in with tools. But it's more muscle than a weekly maintenance pour needs. And there's no sense swinging a sledgehammer to hang a picture frame. Borax is your middleweight. 9.2, sitting right in the pocket between the other two. Strong enough to soften and strip greasy film over a long, quiet night. Gentle enough to use every single week without a second thought for your pipes, your fixtures, or your septic tank. That's the whole philosophy of tonight's method. You're not blasting anything loose. You're maintaining the same way you change the oil before the engine knocks. So, file it away. Baking soda for the fridge. Washing soda for the genuinely ugly jobs. Borax for keeping a lazy drain honest, week in and week out. The middleweight wins this fight. Mid-roll, subscribe CTA. Quick pause before the pour. If this kind of straight talk saves you a service call, the subscribe button takes 1 second and costs you nothing. I put out real-world plumbing fixes every week on the vintage pipe fitter, the stuff that takes years on the job to learn. So the next time something drips or gurgles, the answer is already sitting in your feed. Number 4, the method, start to finish. Number 4, the method itself, start to finish, the way I'd run it in your house tonight. It's simple, but the details are where it earns its keep. Step 1, make this the last water of the night. You want that drain on the dry side, not holding a standing puddle. If the basin still has water in it, let it finish draining first, however long that takes. Pouring powder into standing water just makes weak soup on the wrong side of the problem. Step 2, if it's a bathroom sink or a tub, Lift out the pop-up stopper and clear off whatever hair and gray sludge is wrapped around it. 30 seconds. Half your slow drain might be hanging right there on that stopper. Wipe it clean and set it aside until morning. Step 3. Measure half a cup of borax and send it straight down the drain opening, into the pipe, not scattered around the basin. On a small sink, a funnel or a folded sheet of paper makes a clean chute. Step 4. Follow it with 2 cups of hot water. Hot from the tap is fine, or heat it on the stove until it steams. Not boiling. Boiling water is how you stress plastic fittings and shock cold porcelain, and we're here to fix things, not create work. The heat matters for another reason too. Borax dissolves far better in hot water than in cold, and dissolved is where the chemistry happens. That chase carries the powder down into the trap and wets the whole film with it. Step 5. Walk away for the night. Nobody touches that drain. No midnight glass of water, no quick hand rinse. The overnight part is not a suggestion, and number 5 is where I show you exactly why. Step 6. Come morning, flush it with the hottest tap water you've got for a solid minute. That's when the loosened film and the spent powder ride out to the sewer for good. Then use the drain like normal and notice the difference. For a drain that runs slow but isn't blocked, repeat once a week, same night every week. 2 minutes of work, about 35 cents, and the problem stays fixed instead of creeping back. Number 5. Why overnight is the secret. Number 5. Why overnight matters this much. Because I'll be straight with you, borax is only half of this method. The other half is the clock. Every cleaner ever made works on contact time. The longer it sits against the grime, the deeper it works. And a drain is about the worst place in the house to get contact time, because every time somebody runs the water, whoosh, your treatment is diluted and gone to the street before it's done an hour of work. That's why the daytime pours never seem to amount to much. Ask me how I know. Early in my career, I'd treat a customer's slow lavatory at 10 in the morning. The family would use that sink all afternoon, and by Friday, they'd be telling me the stuff was snake oil. The stuff was fine. The schedule was broken. Overnight, that pipe finally goes quiet. From the moment you turn in to the moment the alarm rings, the solution just sits there, parked against the film, working uninterrupted. Somewhere past midnight, it's softening grease that's been welded to that pipe wall for a year. By 3 or 4 in the morning, it's soaked clear through to the pipe itself. And the whole time, the bacteria behind your smell are stewing in water they cannot tolerate, hour after hour, with no rescue rinse coming. 8 undisturbed hours is the difference between wiping a greasy roasting pan with a dry towel and letting it soak in the sink overnight. Same pan, same soap, completely different morning. So guard the dwell. Tell the family the sink is closed. Hang a towel over the faucet if you have to. The drain you leave alone tonight is the drain that surprises you tomorrow. Now, number 6. The Europe business and the short list of rules that keep this box friendly. Number 6. The Europe business and the rules of respect. Number 6. Let's talk about the elephant in the laundry aisle, because you'll bump into it the first time you look borax up online. Over in the European Union, borax is restricted in consumer products, pulled from general store shelves. Meanwhile, it sits in every American grocery store right next to the detergent. So, which is it? Harmless old cleaning staple or something to worry about? Here's the honest version. European regulators classified borate compounds as a reproductive toxicity concern, leaning on studies where animals took in high doses, day after day, for long stretches. Europe writes its chemical rules with a wide margin, and once that classification landed, off the consumer shelf it came. American regulators looked at how people actually use the stuff. A scoop in the wash, a pour down a drain, and left it on the shelf with ordinary precautions. I'm not here to referee between them. I'm here to tell you what respect for this box looks like, because it isn't nothing, and it isn't poison in a teacup either. Used the way I've laid out, powder into a pipe, hot water behind it, sewer at the far end, your actual exposure is next to none. But respect still applies, so here are the rules. Keep the box up high, away from kids and pets. Same shelf where the bleach lives. Borax looks like sugar, and a toddler or a dog can't read a label. Don't breathe the dust when you scoop. Pour low and slow. And if your skin runs sensitive, put on the dish gloves, because it can dry out and irritate bare hands. Now the big rule, the one I'd print right on the lid. Never mix borax with an acid. No vinegar, no lemon juice, no acid-based cleaners, not together, and not one chasing the other down the same drain. Not because it makes some dangerous gas, it doesn't. It's because the acid neutralizes the alkalinity, and the alkalinity is the entire engine of this treatment. Mix them, and you've manufactured salty water and wasted both boxes. One more. If a commercial drain chemical is already standing in that pipe from an earlier attempt, add nothing on top of it. Flush it through with plenty of water, give it a day, then start fresh. And for the folks on a septic system, relax. Half a cup, once a week, down one drain, your tank will never notice. This dose is septic safe. That's the whole rule book. Follow it, and this box will serve you for years. Which brings us to number 7, and it's the one that keeps me honest. Number 7, what borax will not do. Number 7, what borax will not do. Because a man who'll tell you the limits of his own fix is the only kind worth listening to. Borax maintains and deodorizes. It thins the film, kills the stink, and keeps a slow drain from graduating into a stopped one. What it will not do is open a drain that's already stopped. If the water just stands there and won't move, you've got a physical plug in that pipe, a wad of hair, a chunk of soap, a kid's toy soldier, and no powder on this earth dissolves a toy soldier. A blockage is a mechanical problem, and mechanical problems get mechanical fixes. Good news. Most of those are still do-it-yourself jobs. A plunger with a wet rag stuffed in the overflow hole so you get real pressure. One of those $2 barbed zip strips down a bathroom sink, which will pull up a hair rope you'll wish you could unsee. Or set a bucket under the P-trap, spin off the nuts by hand, dump the trap, and screw it back on. 20 minutes. No special talent required. The one time I want you calling a pro is when every drain in the house slows down at once, because that's a main line problem, and that's honest augering work. Now let's finish with the money, because keeping yours is the point of this channel. A plumber rolling a truck for one slow, smelly drain runs $150 to $250 in most of the country. And here's the part the invoice doesn't mention. That film grows back, so the visit becomes a standing appointment, twice a year, sometimes quarterly. Same drain, same bill. Folks ride that treadmill for a decade without ever hearing there's an exit. Your version. A $6 or $7 box that treats a drain every week for better than 4 months. Call it $1.50 a month against a couple hundred a visit for the same clean pipe. And no waiting 3 days on an appointment window. You fixed it in your sleep, literally. So that's the whole case. Half a cup of borax, 2 cups of hot water, 8 quiet hours, a hot flush at dawn, once a week from here on out. Cheap, safe, honest work. Tonight is the night. Go watch what happens. And subscribe CTA. Before the bonus tip, thank you for spending part of your evening with me. If tonight earned its keep, subscribe to the Vintage Pipe Fitter. Every week I walk you through another honest repair the trade taught me the hard way. The fixes that keep your money in your pocket. It's free, it's easy, and it keeps this old pipe fitter showing up whenever your plumbing acts up. Bonus tip: the stinkiest thing in your kitchen. All right, the bonus for you folks who stayed to the end. The stinkiest drain in most houses isn't a drain at all. It's the garbage disposal, and the box you just bought handles that too. Tomorrow night after the dishes, drop 3 tablespoons of borax into the disposal and leave it alone for half an hour. Then run hot water and let the unit rinse it through. That takes care of the sour smell down in the grind chamber. But here's the step nobody does, and it's the one that actually finishes the job. That black rubber splash guard your food scraps slap past on the way down? The underside of it is the single nastiest surface in your kitchen. Ask me how I know. With the disposal off, and I mean off at the switch, flip those rubber flaps up, or lift the baffle out if yours pops free, and scrub the underside with a brush and a spoonful of borax in warm water. What comes off that rubber will explain every mystery smell that sink ever threw at you. 2 minutes. Same $6 box, and the whole kitchen smells honest again. I'll see you next week.